All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are at the Bing Bong Zing Show. I want to welcome you all to come on, and we're going to do a little commentary on the stories. How to get the critical medications recommended by Dr. Peter McCullough, the Gateway Pundit, by Promoted Post. Well, that's a promoted post. How to get critical medications. Okay, so this is a person trying to sell something, as I am as well. On the Pro Dent and Review site, the domain is Golden Pestle Company. If you need us to pick you up a domain, we can do that. If you want us to build a review site for you for any product on Digistore or QuickBank, if you have any desire to have a website, but it's a pain in the butt, we can build a website for you. This one's $250. It's going to be $100, $150 more to set up your email capture system. So if somebody clicks the bar, it's going to make them get that email and put that in there. That way you can market to them in the future. It's going to go here, and then it's going to take them to the probiotic sales page from QuickBank, and if they buy, you will get a huge amount of money. And this offer here, I think, is like 130 bucks. So if you've been asking God how to get money, or if you've been asking yourself, how do I make more money? This is one way to do it. And so once you get this built, you'll be seeing in the future videos, I'll be showing you, I'm just about ready to advertise this one. So I'll be placing advertisements and talking to you a little bit about that. And if you want, we can run your advertising campaign for you for 10% of the ad spend, or rather 25% of the ad spend at $1,000. So it's $250 a month to run your ads for you. And then looking to sell this one, I got kicked off of Flippa a long time, 20 years ago. I got kicked off of Flippa. But you know, the internet doesn't forget, and they still won't let me go back on there and sell websites. This again is the Bing Bong Zing Show, and the Bing Bong Zing Show is the companion to the At Hot Ziggity. We're going to put that in here just so you can see it. At Hot Ziggity channel, and the At Hot Ziggity channel is all Christian literature posts. We post it on here, and you can listen to it and hear what it says. Okay, so every day of new scripture, I encourage you guys to join that and listen to the scripture there. Let's see if I can get back to the Bing Bong. Oh, this is still on the Bing Bong thing. So, all right, very well. Bill Maher destroys Democrats. I love to hear that. You know, Bill Maher was
Wow.
a big leftist back in the day, and he was all about the left and banging down on the right. But now, because of the ridiculous condition that the left has gotten themselves into, Bill Maher
Honestly,
Bill Maher is turning out to be a Republican. He doesn't want to admit that yet, but that's what he's doing. So we have that guy. Now let's see what happens if we scroll up a little ways. Oh, ceasefire apparently over as Iran fires missiles at the UAE. Fujairah oil zone on fire. You know, Trump keeps messing with these people, and I think he knows what he's doing, but seems like he keeps saying, and the media keeps saying, hey, you know, Trump says they don't have a military left, but they sure are bombing their neighbors. And I think Trump ought to go in there and make sure they can bomb nobody else and stop that from going on. Leave your comments in the comment section. You don't have to agree with me. You can bing bong zing and let me be. Okay, I don't want you to go away, but you don't have to agree. We can have a difference of opinion, and you can leave it in the comments. By the way, like, follow, and share. Keep me on the air. All right. John Sterling, beloved radio voice of New York Yankees, John Sterling passes away at 87. How many of you were New York Yankee fans and listened to this man call the games? Everybody dies. Everybody winds up in a box. So when you think it's too important and it's life or death, your your life doesn't end just because your body dies. You keep on going. We are eternal people, eternal beings having a three-dimensional experience here in the matrix that God created for us. Because guess what? You get to experience all sorts of things here that you wouldn't experience in heaven. There's no, as far as we know, there's no challenges, there's no chocolate, there's no showers, who knows. There's things here that the Lord wanted to make sure we had an opportunity to experience before we went to heaven. This is a really awesome place, but when you die, you leave the meat here and you keep on going. Developing the White House on lockdown as Trump participates in small business summit amid reports of gunfire nearby. Yeah, I just saw that on another channel somewhere. They were talking about, oh, somebody shot somebody else. White House on lockdown, blah, blah, blah. Let's see what it says. I think it's a non-issue. One of those things where there was gunfire close by. Breaking update, White House briefly lockdown as Trump participates in small business summit. Secret Service officials held a press conference after the officer-involved shooting. Juvenile, who was a bystander, also struck by gunfire. Officials speak after armed individuals shot near White House. Journalists were brought into the briefing room. At the White House after reports of gunfire heard in the streets surrounding the White House. So, I think it's a done deal now. Gunshots fired near the White House at 15th and Independence, locking down press office and other locations. Some White House reporters were confused as the Secret Service evacuated them from the North Lawn. So pretty close to the president. We've been getting lots of that kind of stuff going on, haven't we? Lots and lots of guns involved. Shooting at the president, shooting nearby the president, going into the president's dinners and trying to shoot things up. Radical magistrate Judge Zia Faruqui apologizes to White House CD, something dinner, celebrity dinner, I guess, shooter and would-be a Trump assassin Cole Allen for treatment he has received in D.C. jail. What a dog. What a dog. He wants to apologize to the guy that wanted to kill our leader, wanted to kill our president, and he wants to apologize. He must be a Democrat. Radical magistrate Judge Sierra. Well, these people are a problem in America. They're crazy. Good is bad, up is down, left is right. Bad is good. That's what the Bible told us would happen in the last days, and it's happening. Okay, leave your comments. You don't have to love me, but you can talk, and by all means, like, follow, and share. Wayne Root on the three biggest stories of the week: the breakup of OPEC. Hadn't heard that. The breakup of OPEC. Wow, that's news to me. The Supreme Court ruling that adds 10 to 20 seats in Congress to the GOP. Yeah, I did hear that. They stopped the Democrats from being able to gerrymander the districts and put a lot of Democrats on in office that didn't deserve to be there. Congress to the GOP and more on the COVID jab. More on the COVID jab. That's almost worth listening to. I might go listen to that later on. That's really cool that OPEC broke up. What does that mean? It means a new world order. The new world order led and created by Trump. They wanted a new world order where they locked us all down, made us eat bugs, stop us from going anywhere. Drive electric cars. Never leave your 15-minute city. Trump destroyed their plans. He's still destroying their plans. He's setting America free. This is part of the fallout. No more OPEC? Give me a break. Wake me up. I tell you what, that's some coffee right there, friends. That's some coffee. Love that. FBI agent threatens acting Attorney General Todd Blanche on mainstream now. Threatens acting Attorney Todd Blanche. The Gateway Pundit by Christina Layla, former FBI agent threatens acting attorney. Wow, that's a good way to get yourself in trouble. It's activities not becoming of an FBI agent or a former FBI agent. He must be a deep state hunk of junk. Hunk of junk. I'm not going to speak the words that I want to speak about it. U.S. sinks several Iranian small boats harassing cargo ships in the Strait of Hormuz. Trump threatens to blow the mullah's regime off the face of the earth. Let's get on it. Let's get on it. Blow them out of the water. Blow them off the face of the earth. Let's get rid of it. Have you seen the recent videos coming out? The people are walking around. They look like Westerners now. There's no hijabs. There's no covered up women. They're just living their lives. They're so happy that we come there, even though they're getting bombed. They're happy. They're going out of their house. I don't have to wear that hijab anymore. My husband can't beat me just for the hell of it. What an awesome thing. They treated their women like property, the Iranians, under that regime. I talked to a guy that went there one time, and he saw a woman hooked up, yoked together with an ox, plowing some dirt. This guy had his woman out there. That's no way to treat anybody. I'm really glad the Lord is breaking apart that horrible regime and stopping it. I think that Islam should be stamped out all around the globe. You might not agree. You can put it in the comments. Like, follow, and share. Sad news. Scott Adams' ex-wife and caretaker Shelley Miles passes away. It is sad news. Legendary cartoonist and MAGA thought leader Scott Adams passed away at 68 after a battle with prostate cancer. Man, my son has cancer. He's fighting cancer. My uncle and my grandfather both died of cancer. Cancer everywhere. We got to get rid of the cancer, Lord. I pray that you put an end to cancer, bring out the cures. DOJ launches investigation into 36 Illinois school districts for secretly pushing transgender ideology and gender transition on the kids behind parents' backs. Man, that makes me livid. But we got to stop these school districts from pushing this mind rape on our children. This is raping their minds. This is shattering their innocence. This is destroying children. This is destroying people. And they must be stopped. Now, they get a lot of their funding and a lot of their direction from the teachers' union. And if you're a teacher out there, you should stand up and say, I'm not going to teach that garbage. And take your punches. And then go to the media if they fire you. Because I don't think they can fire you now. I don't think they'd be able to. And you might be able to get a nice juicy lawsuit against the school district if they do. We got to stop it. And the way we can stop it is to have every cent of federal funding allotted for every child to follow that child. So if mom decides to stay home from work, she gets that federal funding to teach that child. If dad stays home because they got two kids, they both get that federal funding. And my kid was going to school a couple of years ago. The school was getting $300 a day every day she showed up. That's why you see these public schools, they have the students show up for 1 hour in the morning and they send them home. They have them show up so they can get that $300 of federal funding. If that $300 went to mom and dad for raising and teaching their own children, how many kids would be homeschooled? And I hate to tell you this, studies have shown Homeschooled children are smarter. They do better. The worst homeschooler is the best is better than the best uh, college trained teacher, in my opinion. I got a very low regard for teachers now. If you're a teacher, put it in the comments. You can tell me where to stick it. That's fine. But you failed America, all you teachers, when you went along with COVID and you damaged those children. And you also continue to damage them today with this garbage here, this transgender stuff. That's mind rape. That's mind rape. And you got them watching porn. Everyone in Washington State, it's required that you make the fourth graders watch pornography and learn how to masturbate. That's child molestation. If you're a fourth grade teacher in Washington State, you should be standing up on the evening news shouting about how they want you to molest these children. And you should be doing something about it instead of collecting your check. Put your comments in the comment section. Tell me I'm wrong. Prove me I'm wrong. Prove me wrong. Okay? I don't mind. Like, follow, and share. Let's send it out. Okay, I'm almost done with my rants, folks. You gotta be freaking kidding me. U.S. military spends over $7 million for Ozempic and other GLP weight loss meds. Wow. We don't want no fat soldiers. You know, Hegseth doesn't like fat people. He's going to spend money to make sure there's no fat soldiers. He doesn't like fat soldiers. He wants them to be, you know, if you weigh 300 pounds, you might not be able to move out of the way or go after your enemy. This is a result of our lousy food. I hope they'll spend 700 million attacking these food companies and making them clean up our food supply so that the food we eat doesn't kill us, make us sick, make us fat. You know, if you go back and look at the videos and the pictures of Woodstock, 500,000 Americans, no fat people in Woodstock. What is that, 1975, 1974, somewhere around there. I think it was 1973 because I was at boot camp or AIT, and my buddy says, I'm going to go AWOL and go to Woodstock. And I said, you're crazy, you can't do that. And the next day he was gone. He went to Woodstock. I stayed in the Army. All right, guys, we're getting tired here. I got to wrap it up here. God be with you. UK government raises national terrorism threat level to severe. UK government. Well, they let a lot of people in there that shouldn't be in there. A lot of people that don't care. A lot of people that want to destroy the West. They let them in, just like we did. Trump's throwing them out now, thank God. Remember, you can go to goldenpestlecompany.com and look into our oral probiotic. Also, if you want a web page made so you can sell ClickBank products, we can do that for you. We can also tie in your email capture system, and we can run your advertising campaign for you. Also, remember that this is the companion channel for @HotZiggity. I encourage you to stop by there anytime. And again, folks, follow, share, like, zing, Bing Bong Zing, checking out.